He checks the area thoroughly, searching his heavy coat. A lone soldier walks slowly through the dense pine forest. He marches onward weary and completely exhausted, with slow, heavy steps. Walking deeper into the pine forest, he scouts carefully for any bearing to ensure his survival in this harsh place. He pulls a brass vintage compass. He calibrates the vintage sighting mechanism very carefully, striving to find true direction. He aligns with a distant point nearby in forest. Step by step, he moves past many fallen dry branches on the floor. The camera pans as he crosses a small clearing illuminated beautifully by a shaft of bright sunlight. He approaches the hidden wooden dugout structure carefully in woods. Lowering himself into the deep, dark trench of the dugout, he catches his breath after the march. He removes his heavy, weathered canvas military backpack. He picks up a small spade and trenching tool. Shoveling dirt rhythmically, he fills a canvas sack with dry earth for defense. Stopping his digging, he uses a piece of twine to tie the top of the full sandbag. He packs down the dirt inside the bag. Lifting the heavy bag, he places it on the roof of the dugout and packs loose soil to seal any remaining gaps completely against elemental forces. Using the flat side of the spade, he beats the loose earth into the crevices between logs. He works on the far side of the dugout, packing down the edges of the mound with great care. He places two smaller sandbags on the front edge of the log roof to build defense. He meticulously adjusts the positioning of the bags with his hands to secure it well. Adding yet another layer of bags, he builds up the thickness of the overhead cover. Forcefully packing soil, he finishes the sturdy wall. The soldier squats to reinforce the dugout base in mud. He shovels more earth to anchor the bags. Kneeling in the cramped space of the dugout, he focuses on crafting a peg from a branch. He uses a sharp knife to whittle a thin branch. He carves a square notch carefully. With precise and deliberate strokes, he refines the wooden peg's edges to make it fit. He hammers the peg into the ceiling gap. He loops the metal wire of the lantern onto the carved notch. He slices the outer layer to peel white papery bark for starting the fire. He returns to the shelter with the gathered wood and birch bark to prepare for the night. He sits down inside the entrance of the dugout to take a rest. He eats a dry ration cracker very slowly. He scavenges for fallen limbs among the ferns and pine trees in the dark. He shoulders the heavy bundle of branches and carries them back to the camp to prepare fire for warmth. He snaps the branches over his knee, preparing fuel. Well, hello, welcome to another episode. As you can see, I am out in the pine woods after a long walk in this rugged, muddy terrain. I built this foxhole last week, adding some final sandbags around the back for cover. I compacted this spoil up here just so the rain could run off really easily, keeping things dry. I said I would try to get some authentic gear, and here I am wearing it now. I managed to scour the internet for these very interesting items to show you today. This old-school canvas backpack weighs an absolute ton when loaded with essential survival gear. I'm not fully authentic just yet, but it's an ongoing process for this series. I wanted a fire, but let's chat to you guys first. Let me just give you a quick tour. It is seriously warm in this heavy wool trench coat. Believe me, it is perfect for this freezing environment. This is my World War II inspired foxhole, complete with an actual roof over it. There are 3 different levels inside this trench for defensive combat. There is a sump trench dug underneath here. So that rainwater won't puddle down there in the shelter. I used the 1965 entrenching tool to finish it today. I filled more sandbags for reinforcement against elements. I can use the raised bed as a bench to sit comfortably inside. I reinforced the back with more sandbags to seal it. It remains very low profile on the forest floor. It's only about 18 inches above ground level in height. This bit is totally enclosed for cover against any potential threat coming from the woods. I can defend from this direction easily. A lot of effort went into this structure, a massive, unbelievable amount of digging indeed. The entrance step is right down here in the deep mud. I have got a candle sitting on this level to provide light in the darkness. I made this little lantern hanging device out of a simple branch. I can slide it along the wooden support beams to move the light wherever I want, storing dry firewood under the bed for later when it rains in the evening. That is my trench and the raised bed. It is a British helmet with authentic lining. There is a real date stamp on the inside. This old canvas chin strap just snapped off when adjusting it to fit my face. It is repairable, but I am quite gutted about it. That is the price of using real gear. This helmet was used by someone in 1939, during the war. I am going to stitch the strap back. It is a Mark I Brody helmet with a W on the front. Let me know in comments if you know what it means specifically. The lining is definitely well used with rust. It is not comfortable and crushes my head, causing painful pressure. Back then it was the latest technology, the peak of design. The stamp says BM1, 1939 on metal. Next up is the dark belt holding my greatcoat. This is an original leather home guard belt from that era, very rugged. The stiff leather is actually quite supple to handle. It has some serious character to it, which I really like, making it unique. I wear it over the coat for now, keeping it secure. It is meant to go round your trousers for support normally. It stops the coat from moving around too much. It has stamped markings on the leather surface here. It is in really good nick to be fair, quite durable and stout. This is a British officer's trench coat from 1944, heavy wool.